All right. Trump and Putin had a 2.5-hour phone call. The president of the United States says it was a great call, but there's no peace. And what it seems they might agree to is a 30-day ceasefire. At least let's start with not hitting each other's energy infrastructure. But that is reportedly what Russia is doing right now while they are supposedly negotiating. So is this just desperation that the United States has to appease Russia to make this end? Or is there strategy to this, the way Steve Bannon is suggesting, that there's an alliance to be had? Former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine and distinguished fellow at the Atlantic Council is Mr. Bill Taylor. Bill, thank you for coming in and helping me out. What are your thoughts about how Bannon puts this, about why Russia is getting the deference, and whether or not this sounds like Russia abusing a process to make gains, or do you think peace is actually on the table?
Chris, peace is not yet on the table. And this discussion today was not what President Trump or President Zelensky had in mind. As you have accurately said, they both agreed. President Zelensky and President Trump agreed that on a 30-day ceasefire across the board. And President Trump tried to present that to President Putin, apparently with no luck. What Putin was only able to agree to was not hitting energy facilities. And as you point out, they've already probably violated that. So there is a lot of work to be done in order to get that ceasefire. The ceasefire, though, Chris, as you've also pointed out, is the first step. After the ceasefire, there needs to be real negotiations, serious negotiations on a whole range of issues that will lead to a final settlement. And after that, they can have, the Ukrainians can have elections, and that can be the step toward some security for Ukrainians and for Europeans and for the United States.
Yeah, the Ukraine thing, the not having elections, it's an extension of martial law that's designed in their constitution. It's Putin who has been there forever without being elected. I mean, the irony here about who's being treated as wrong and on what bases makes no sense to me until I listen to Bannon. And Bannon says the quiet part out loud. We're choosing Russia. They are more important because of their alliance with China. And he believes that Trump believes he can make the guy on the screen right now an ally. Do you buy that?
I don't. President Putin is not a friend of the United States. President Putin is not a friend of Europe. And we know that President Putin has invaded his neighbor and is likely to invade other neighbors if he's not stopped here. And the way to get at China and Russia is to stop Russia. Don't enable Russia to continue to take over Ukraine, which is what he said he wants to do. This is what Putin has had in mind all along, is to dominate Ukraine. And Russia and China are together on this. If you want to weaken China, then you take down its ally.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.